And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the decider match, the final series of the LiuLi Cup 2024 Grand Finals Group C. We already have Max Packs making it through in first place. We are here to determine the second player through into the playoffs. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostsign, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. SKillous again has been on fire as of late, defeating Solar time and time again, defeating Rogue as well. SKillous, he has been popping off in the PvZ matchup as of late. He has been intentionally focusing and improving this matchup. At the same time, SKillous is a little bit more out of the norm at times. He is more aggressive. He is more flexible as a player. I mean, I feel like we even saw that in the last game in that ZvZ where SHIN was able to all in Solar in game 1, and then in game 2 embrace mass muta as well. We'll see what he has to offer here in this matchup. For now, going for a later gas geyser. Okay, hello, let's go. It is going to be a pool, sorry, it's going to be hatch first. Hatch, pool, gas here out of SHIN. Did go for an extractor trick, so interesting opener here. As a result, link speed is going to be delayed. It's going to be a little bit later for SHIN, but it does mean that he will have access to slightly earlier links. I'm curious what the plan is going to be. I'm curious how he does play this out. Likewise, the hatchery is going to be a little bit earlier. Won't be disrupted by the probe. We go. Also, I myself am torn. I'll be honest, I did want both SKillous and SHIN to advance on. I think, if I recall correctly, I think that was both mine and Yaku's predictions, as we did host predictions during the podcast for the LiuLi Cup for the group stage. I think we were both lockstep when it comes to SHIN and SKillous making it through out of the group stage into the playoffs. But last, only one will make it through. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Probe is going to be zoned away. Back at home, going to be a Stargate opener out of SKillous. And SHIN takes the third. SHIN will take the third expansion. So far with that Stargate, should just be an Oracle-based opener. And welcome one and all to Frostsign. I'm a little bit surprised that this map made it through the veto process, especially in a best of 3, not gonna lie. Frostsign is known for being a bit of a larger map, but also a very exposed map as well. It can be very difficult for a player to hold on to these fringe bases, and I feel like we have seen SHIN thrive on Frostsign, especially in this matchup, once he's allowed to get into a 3-based economy to just focus on pure aggression, Ling, Hydra, not necessarily Roach-based, but just pulling the defending player apart. So we'll see what SKillous' plan is going to be. For now, he's taking his third. Now, if you recall, SKillous did have the same opener every game against Solar. He went for a Stargate into a third base, into a Twilight Council delayed Forge, into a heavy gateway count. And in game 2, he went for an all-in. In game 1, he went for a more passive start, but this is not that. This is a robo instead. Okay, you have my attention. Okay, it's gonna be Twilight Count, sorry, it's gonna be Stargate into a third base into a robo follow-up instead. This could be the beginning of a Soul Train, but with that Twilight Council, this looks like an Archon drop. Okay. If you recall, this has been a very trendy build when it comes to Mana. Mana has been in love with this build. Mana does nothing but this build. He himself, alongside some of the other Polish Protoss players. It's interesting to see SKillous also embracing this build from time to time. Now, what we should be seeing here is Twilight Council, once it's done, into a Templar Archives. We should be seeing a War Prism first. Yep, there we go. War Prism here from the Robo, moving out across the map, in time to warp in High Templar across the map for the Archon drop. There's Twilight Council, yep, into Templar Archives, into Archon drop, as we mentioned. So again, this is a very niche build, Mana does it every single game though. It's the only build that Mana knows. He's pretty good at it. He's pretty good. I mean, Mana, he was able to defeat several with this as well. If you recall, we were casting Mana versus several previously last week. Mana, he's been quite efficient when it comes to this kind of style. We'll see if SKillous can pop off. Now, the way that this works here, it doesn't just start with an Archon drop, as the Archons are on the way. This is designed to gain map control, to hunt down Overlords, to trade with Lings, to hunt down Queens, to threaten the Mineral Line as well. And back at home, SKillous should be building up a heavy Immortal army. Should be Immortal, Archon, Storm, charged out as a composition, a death bull of a ground-based army. And it can be terrifying to deal with. There's the first Immortal on the way. The first of many. And this can move out with like 6 or 7 Immortals. Like it's it's terrifying. Likewise, Archon's dropping across the map, getting an Overlord, trading with the Lings. So far, so good. Likewise, Charge on the way back at home. Again, Charge or Archon Immortal. Storm should be later. And SHIN here responds with a Spire. This is a risky maneuver. This is very risky. We'll get into it as the drop comes in towards the 4th base. Shouldn't force a cancel, getting a lot of damage, but there are Roaches to defend. Stasis baited out, and the Archons are forced back. Despite that, trading with the Roaches. He gets 1, he gets 2. 2 Roaches going down. Oh! Getting almost a 3rd. Not quite. There we go, 3rd Roach falls. And the Archons are forced back. Oh god, no! Bit of miscontrol out of SKillous. He got too excited and 1 Archon falls. That should not have happened. And that is going to make the push significantly weaker. Now, what I was about to say here is that the Spire play is very risky because Mutas, they can shut down the Prism and there are no Stalkers. There's a reason why Spire play can work as a response, because there is no Blink, there are no Stalkers, there are no there's no Phoenixes, I should say, so unscouted Mutas can pop off and just pull the Protoss player apart. In saying that though, no Scout, but we do have a safety Phoenix on the way, Storm is in production, and typically a Protoss player that's going for this build can actually move out as the Mutas spawn in, and then defensively the Mutas, they do nothing. Like, if SKillous were to move out with 4 Archons with his ground army here and now, then SKillous could just topple over. Sorry, SHIN could just topple over. Revelation pops off. SKillous, he has not got an eyes on the tech yet, but he has eyes on the X, which are about to morph in, and he will spot these Mutas. Oracle harasses the expansion. Mutas, they pop out. If SKillous is paying attention, he will notice. More Phoenixes are on the way. Cannon, shield barriers, he knows. And again, Mutas are a very common response here to the Archon drop. And again, this main army is muta proof. That's a lot of Archons. And if SHIN over-invests into Mutas, then I'm going to be that much more concerned for him. +1 range on the way. Sorry, +1 air attack is on the way. He's got how many? He's got 10 Mutas so far. Phoenixes are in position. And SKillous defense. I say that the Phoenixes overextend. 1 Phoenix goes down. Nice pickup. Mutas, they hit the natural. Cannons in position. Stalker as well. Ooh, as Mutas are getting picked up. So far, good defense. And SHIN, he is going mass Muta. And here comes the army. And I'll be honest, what can the Mutas do to all these Archons? Not much. The answer is not much. From here, SKillous, he can just snowball out of control. He just A move. If SHIN can somehow pick off these Archons ahead of time, then maybe, just maybe, he can hold. Otherwise, there's no stopping this. As SKillous, he does push in. At the same time, SHIN going for a big counterattack. He cannot defend. He cannot fight this army. He cannot defend back at home. We're going for the base trade. We're committing to the base trade instead. Phoenixes, they're getting caught out. They get cornered. 1 Phoenix falls. Roaches, they hit the natural. Phoenixes, they're doing what they can. Doing what they can here. As Corruptors, they have arrived. Phoenixes, they're being shot down completely. No more Phoenixes. And with that, the Mutas, they may just win the base trade. Again, SHIN, he cannot fight this army head on, but he may not need to. May not need to. The natural base is going to fall. Likewise, natural also falling here for SHIN. Spire is going to be shut down. Zealots, they do hit the mineral lines. Drones are falling. SKillous, he has to break into the main. Roach speed is about to finish up. As the hatcheries are being found. And SKillous, he's still actually looking very secure here at the 3rd. That's a lot of stack defense. That's a lot of cannons, a lot of shield batteries. as the main base is falling, and SHIN, he's running out of workers. He's running out of drones, trying to escape. Does try to pull away. But you can see here the bases are being found out. There's 2 workers left. Tries to escape. No, the drones! They're trying to get away, but they're being hunted down. Yeah, there is no escape. There is no hidden bases. And SHIN is racing back home. He turns back around, trying to save what he can. And SHIN is down to 0 drones. 0 drones left. These are the final buildings. Oh, the final buildings for SHIN. 2 gas geysers and a hatchery. The other base is going to be falling. And again, the mutants, they just can't engage. He's going to try though. He's going to try to does dive in, going for the prism. Prism pulls away. The Archons, they stumble out of control. GG gets called as SKillous will take game number 1. Whew, GG. And this is what I was worried about when it comes to a mutant response. Both players like SHIN, players like Mana, they've gotten so good against this Spire play when going for this style. Just make more Archons. That's like, just make more Archons, and SHIN just cannot touch the army of SKillous. And with that, we have the base trade. SHIN, he failed to evacuate. He failed to save any drones. He had to come back home. GG. GG, well played, SKillous. He is 1 game away from winning the entire series and advancing on into the playoffs. Let's go. Let us go. Again, the base trade was the best chance for SHIN, but he wasn't really ready for the base trade. Wasn't able to evacuate, wasn't able to get any buildings up and running. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We're loading into one of the smaller maps of the map pool. We're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. And I appreciate that SKillous has gone for a different build every game. The openers against solo were the same, that is true, but the kind of end goal and the end game were very different. So I'm curious to see what SKillous has for us on Whispers. Again, this map is known for its all-ins, and if you remember, the last time we saw SKillous on Whispers of Gold, he 3-base 8-gate all-in Solar. So we could see that again. We could see that again here. I'm hoping that SHIN doesn't cut as many corners, but we'll see. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from making it through into the playoffs and winning the match. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Gaimin Gladiators. It is SHIN. Here we go. As SHIN is going to be opening up with the initial 15 hatch. With the initial extractor trick. SKillous back at home, just settling in. Now, as a reminder, it isn't just that against Solar, SKillous went for a 3-base all-in and just won the game. If you remember, Solar, he had skipped his Roach Warren. He had skipped his Roach Warren. He was going purely laying Hydra. That is why Solar was vulnerable to an all-in, and that is why SKillous did snowball out of control. Here, we'll see if SHIN does the same. We'll see if he also skips his Roach Warren. He shouldn't on Whispers of Gold, but it's possible. It is possible. As again, aggression is favored on this map. And we'll see who's aggressive. So now SHIN just settling in. He's going to be settling in. Going for his hatch and gas pull. Soon to be going for his 3rd base. And yeah, coming into this group, I was hoping that at least one Zerg player could make it through, but now I'm not so certain. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, SKillous, he's been on that grind. He's been improving a lot. And he's been looking terrifying here tonight. Terrifying. And personally, I just appreciate that he has been mixing up his builds overall. Like, even last game, I was a little bit surprised to see him going for the Archon drop just because it's been very rare to see other players embrace it. Again, outside of, like, the Polish Protosses or Creator. Oh, the balance! The spray! Oh no, SKillous, calm down. Calm down. Throws down the scales. Meanwhile, we do have the Stargate opener here from SKillous. Going for the Oracle. I didn't know that was a spray. That's cute. That's Aye, aye, aye. SKillous, he pulls away. Pulls away, comes back home, opening up Oracle. Oh my god, as SHIN, he's investing quite heavily here. 16 links on the way. No, he's going for Link Flood. He's going for the Link Flood. This is a big investment here, and we'll see if it pays off. It looks like SHIN, he's droning behind this, but this is, again, quite a lot of links, and he's moving out. Link speed about to finish. He's moving out across the map. SKillous taking a third base, and can SHIN punish? Can he break the third, or break into the natural? Oracle moves out. The Oracle's not at home to defend. Lings, they do skirt around the map. SHIN, he is droning. He's not going all in, but still a very big commitment here from SHIN. So we go. SHIN does hit the third. So far, going for the expansion, gets a full surround. The Oracle's out of position, and he should force a cancel. Massive pickup. Third base, it is going to go down. And with that, SKillous, he's stuck on 2 bases. He's going to be stuck on 2. SHIN happily droning. Defends against the Oracle. Spores are on the way. SHIN looking good. Finally, SHIN, he takes a lead. Does take a lead. SKillous getting surrounded. Losing an adept. Behind this, going to be a Blink-based opener. This is the build that he had gone for, or the initial opener he had gone for against Solar, going for a Twilight Council without any forges. Gateways are being thrown down. But to be able to get into a 3-base all-in, he needs a third base. And third base was heavily delayed. So SKillous, where do we go from here? Does he throw down forges, or does he throw down a wall of gateways? Here's going to be a tough decision. At this point, I feel like he might just have to macro it out. We'll see what he can get done. I mean, the pressure is on SKillous to get some economic damage. Moving out with the Adepts, moving out with the Oracles. Oh. Takes down some of the tumors. Extra gateways are on the way. Getting up to 6. 6 gates so far. Shades into the mid right. Drone's going to be going down. He gets 4, he gets 5, he gets 6. 6, 7 drones falling. The Oracles, they get away. Just barely. Oh. Getting 7 drones. Does recall back home. And just like that, SKillous, he is back in this. And I'm waiting for another gateway. Because there's still no forge. This is looking more and more like a 3-base all-in. Oh, never mind. Double forge. Okay. Interesting. Now this we saw in game 1 against Solar on Amygdala, where he's going double forge. This is going to be leading into charge, into 1-1 upgrades, into a 4th base. SKillous is moving out, but again, he's not reinforcing behind this. He's not going to be all in, just applying pressure and supply blocking SHIN. Oh, 6 overlords. 6 overlords on the way. As SKillous moves out, SHIN goes for a run by. There is a shield battery. As SKillous shuts down another overlord. Back at home, defensive warp in. Does warp in time. The 4th base is going to be going down. SHIN, he has nothing to defend. Ooh, that's a cancel. That's a cancel on the expansion. Very nice move out here by SKillous. He pulls away. SHIN, despite the good start, is struggling here in the follow-up. Losing workers, losing bases. Stuck on 3. Once again, SKillous, he rotates. He wants that 4th base. He wants it. He's going to get it. Gonna get it as well. Oof. Forcing another cancel. And SHIN himself is being forced into a pseudo all-in. He's investing into upgrades, don't get me wrong. He's going Roach Hydra. But he doesn't really have much of an economy. He's stuck on 66 workers. 66 even. Charge on the way, 1-1, Robo into Temple Archives, into Archons, Immortals, Storm. Again, the same setup that we saw from SKillous in game 1. Against Solar, I mean. SKillous moving out. Maintaining map control. There's barely any creep. There's one active tumor. I guess 2, technically. The other one's further back. Queens are exposed. He wants... Oh! Gets into the middle line. Going for the base. But what does he want? He wants a little bit of everything. A little bit indecisive. SKillous being forced back. The problem is there were too many options. He could get queens. He could get drones. Could get the base. He could get it all. Got none of it in the end. SHIN, he's holding. He's holding on, trying to catch out the army. SKillous does blink away. And SHIN, as you can see here, he does have a 4th, but he hasn't been droning. He's just transferring over. SHIN just sticking with 66 workers, looking to max out, but he is taking into the infestation pit. This tells us Hive Tech. But still very committed. As SHIN is about to max out. And Storm is not ready. Uh-oh. And Storm is barely not ready. SHIN, he might have enough to break through. Takes down the gateway, going for the 2nd as well. Both gateways do fall. Threatening with the Storm. Storm is outdone. Yeah, this time SKillous did not forget. Storm is ready. And the Hydras have to respect it. There's 2 more Storms left. Ooh, a bit of a premature Storm there. There's 1 Storm remaining. And you don't want to waste it. A better connection. And much better Storm towards the end. At the same time, Zelarama here towards the natural. Warp in here towards the 3rd. SHIN getting torn apart. Drones are going down. And SHIN is going to be forced back. As SHIN cannot engage. Losing queens, losing drones. As SHIN turns around. He cannot break SKillous. It's not going to happen. As SKillous, he's banking on more High Templar, more Storm. Did have the NG overcharge, catching out the Ravagers. The Vials. Ooh. They graze the army. Storm's popping up. He gets 1, he gets 2. Storms, they connect. SKillous being forced back. SHIN catching up some Stalkers, resetting the High Templar count. Not bad. Does reset the High Templar. More stasis going up. Oof, catching out the army. And SKillous just trading as efficiently as possible. He comes in for the surround. Collapsing on the Hydras. These are rough losses here for SHIN. Losing out all the Hydras. Everything's just going to go down. Can clean up the army. Stasis runs out. Picking up the roaches. And SHIN just can't escape. Up, maybe with the Hydras. We're waiting for the blink. Up. But now just focusing across the map instead. Just harassing with Zealots. He just commits. He just moves in. Nice run by though by SHIN. Does get into the mineral line. Gets 7 probes. Nah, but it may not matter. Yeah, across the map, SHIN, he's in trouble. Barely holding on. Hydra's being targeted down. Reinforcements trickling in. As 24 drone kills here at the 3rd. Ay. And we're not going to see an ace match here tonight. It's not going to happen. SKillous, he has done it. He's broken the back. Takes up, does target down the plates. Let's go. He can't afford to. Doesn't matter at this point. As SKillous, he's broken the back of SHIN. GG gets called, and SKillous, he will take the 2-0. SKillous will advance on to the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive play here by SKillous to be able to, despite having a really rough start, losing the 3rd base, he was able to snowball out of control, harassing with the Oracles, harassing with the Adepts. He killed 7 drones, if you remember, at the natural base. SHIN fell behind. Not just that, but after that moment, SKillous, he denied the 4th base twice. He forced a cancellation on the 4th base 2 times, just containing SHIN. He basically forced an all-in. If you remember, SHIN, he stayed on 66 workers. He maxed out. Yes, he had an infestation, but he had no Hive Tech. He had no economy. SHIN, he was all in. He was forced all in, and he could not break SKillous. SKillous, he was able to get into Storm just in time. The stasis traps were popping off. The longer the game went on, the better it was for SKillous. And with that, GG. SKillous, he snowballs out of control, and SKillous does advance on alongside MaxPax into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. As you can see here, MaxPax and SKillous looking dominant here in the PvZ matchups. Again, a much more versatile style out of SKillous, and as we mentioned before, SKillous has been intentionally working on this matchup. Historically, this has been his weakest matchup, but now it is becoming one of his strongest matchups instead. Very impressive stuff here from both MaxPax and SKillous. And with that, that wraps up our broadcast for the day. And I believe we have more matches tomorrow for this tournament for the LiuLi Cup. Oh boy. Here we go, just catching up on the bracket, and we can have a bit of a teaser of what's to come. Oh boy. Here we go. As I just quickly set things up. I got you. Bam. Beautiful. Okay, from the top, we have already been wrapping up the groups. Group A, Group B, and Group C. We've had Rainer, Gumiho, Hero, Serral, MaxPax, and SKillous all advance on through the group stage, and we have one group left. Group D. Not quite the group of death, I should emphasize. I mean, depending on how you look at it, we have 4 players. We have Clem, Cristiano, Dark, and Jeshi all coming together, all facing off tomorrow. These are going to be tomorrow's matches in less than 24 hours. Of course, Clem is going to be coming in as the heavy favorite, Dark as well, and we have 2 dark horses in Cristiano and Jeshi. For those that were not here for the qualifiers, you may not be aware, but Cristiano, he was a beast in the qualifiers. He was able to take down some heavy hitters. He looked amazing against Spirit, of course. Now, if I recall correctly, I believe he took down, was it Rogue in the qualifier? Let me just double check. As we did cover those matches, and Cristiano was looking very impressive. I believe it was in the final global qualifier. We can all just have a look together. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. That's it. I remember now. I mentioned earlier, because some people were asking about Björn. Where's Björn? And I was saying that Björn, he was not a part of these tournaments as he failed to qualify. As you can see here, actually, Cristiano, this was during the qualifiers, during the last chance qualifier. Cristiano, he looked crazy. He took down Zern 2-1. Cristiano took down Creator, and he 2-0'd Björn. Cristiano, I mentioned before that he almost qualified in the European qualifier against Spirit. Like, Cristiano, he looked very, very strong. He was actually winning against Spirit, and then Spirit, he went Super Saiyan, and Spirit did that thing where he was like down 50 supply, but he had like 2 medevacs and a dream, and with drops, he just kept dropping over and over again, killing probe after probe, base after base, keeping Cristiano from moving out, and then Spirit, he clawed his way back into it. It was very impressive there by Spirit to win that game against Cristiano and bring it back and win the series. But Cristiano, he was able to vent his frustrations on Björn. So again, this is how Cristiano made it and qualified for the main event. And we'll see how he compares to the other players in this group. Cristiano, he also has very unique PvZ. We just saw SKillous in game 1 flex this more Archon drop, Immortal Archon heavy composition. Cristiano, he's very fond of that as well. He's very fond of that style, and we have seen at times players like Dark struggle against it, so there's opportunities here for Cristiano. Likewise, I just mentioned Cristiano looking strong in the PvT, taking down Björn and taking down Spirit, and almost winning against Spirit as well. It took maps, but not quite the series. So I'm excited to see him against Clem. Clem, he's been looking shaky at times, so there is opportunity here for sure. So we'll see how these players do unfold, how they do compare. Jeshi has been a little bit more in the dark. Jeshi has been less active. He hasn't been playing as often in these online tournaments, like the Open Cups, like the Pigastorm Monday or the Wardy TV Monday. So I'm not too certain what to expect from Jeshi, but I'm excited to cast him nonetheless. And again, this is all going to be in 21 hours time. Just under 22. Just under 22 hours time. We're going to be live here with Group D, so make sure you're a part of it. Make sure you're here. Let's go. As again, we are going to be wrapping up here for the evening. Going to be wrapping up for the day. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast. Wasn't quite expecting this. It's a pleasant experience because I would like to get some sleep. It would be nice. Cristiano impressive. Yeah, he's been like Cristiano. He's been improving over the past couple of years. Specifically 2024, Cristiano has been improving a lot. If you've been watching the channel, you would know, especially in Sparkling Tuna Cups and in online tournaments, Cristiano has been looking very impressive. Very impressive. Dark is playing. I thought he went to the military this year. Dark, he did forego competing in Masters Coliseum, but he is playing in LiuLi Cup. As Dark has yet to go to the military. But we know it's coming soon. Coming soon, TM. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. As you can see, our schedule here for the week, we have just wrapped up our schedule for Tuesday. We just wrapped up with the Pickasaur Monday earlier and the LiuLi Cup in the evening. Tomorrow, we are live at 9 AM KST with a Lima League. That is going to be in, how many hours time? That's going to be in like 9 hours? Like 9.5 hours time. We're going to be live here with the Lima League, going over those replays as the Lima League is currently underway. It's currently being played live as we speak on a different platform. Likewise, in less than 24 hours, we are live with the LiuLi Cup Group D. And following that, we have the OC Championship on Thursday and Friday. We have the Podcast on Thursday. We have Masters Coliseum on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And we have the House Galactic Battle on Saturday as well. That is a full day event, so plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. As always, 2 casts a day, every single day. We even have 3 casts on Thursday with the podcast, technically. True. With the podcast, with the talk show that we do host. So a lot of content, as always, a lot of content here at the CranKy Ducklings. If you want to support us, if you want to follow us, you can follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. We will post whenever we go live. And again, you can support us via Patreon as well if you wish. Our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments. We do host events on a regular basis. As you can see here, our events are on hold for the month of January because our schedule is so full. We don't have time to host our tournaments. So we did want to take some time off as well coming into the holidays. So the return of Sparkling Tuna Cup and Tenacious Total Tussle and Sea Duckling Open and Master Swan Open, that's all coming at the end of January after these other big events wrap up. Because there's a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. It's a busy month. It's a busy month, man. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And again, we're going to be back tomorrow with a Lima League and LiuLi Cup Group B. Sorry, Group D. With that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.